So for our first video ever on Must Build Something, we are going to build the PC that's going to edit all of our videos from now on, and we're going to build it as a tank. It's a bit too much, isn't it? So I'm gonna start disassembling this very cheap PC case. It was about $20 or so. The only thing I'm gonna need from it is the back plate, and I'm gonna need I thought I would need the motherboard tray, but I ended up making it myself. And I'm gonna need the front connections, the HDMI 3.0 and mic and headphone. Yeah. And that's about it. Okay, this is what's in the front of the tank. Yes. So here I'm just basically starting to make plates of sheet metal for the top and bottom of the PC. There's gonna be a lot of cutting here and a lot of bending. So here I'm using a piece of metal to guide the blade of the angle grinder. So here you see I'm starting the bending process here. It's important to have two pieces of wood, and I've made a release cut before doing this, so it goes quite easily. Use the hammer with light tap on here. And the same goes for the side of, I think this is the underside of the tank. So here you can see the top and bottom going together in this rather sharp shape. It's supposed to be the front of the tank. Here I'm starting to make the front panel connections. I'm gonna start by drilling out some holes. And then I have these little files, and I'm gonna file the holes down to be precise as the connections are. using these little magnets to hold the plates into place while welding them. So this is my first time ever trying to TIG weld anything. So don't be too hard on me. So as you can see here, I'm not using any filler rod, I'm just melding the two pieces together. And this is also a very cheap TIG welder, an old one, so there's no paddle or anything to soft start it, so you have to scratch start it. Which means you have to gently scratch the surface of the metal to get the arc going. So this is 0.7mm sheet metal. So I have to be very careful not to blow through the metal here. And now it's time to weld the side of the tank here. I'm gonna clean the surface here so it doesn't contaminate the welds. So this is, as I said, very thin metal, so I have to make little beads at a time to not warp the whole surface of it. So here I'm starting to make the tracks. Here you can see that the plate is also melted together on the inside. So here I'm starting to make the round pieces of the tracks. In each side it's going to be round. So first I'm gonna TIG weld this together and then I'm gonna bend it around. And we should get this nice round shape now. Cap this off with a piece of sheet metal. And yeah, I made 2 of them. Here I'm test fitting them on the side. I'm starting to make little fenders to go over the tracks here. So you can see when you have made the release cuts, it's so easy to bend them. And here just try them on and TIG weld them into place. So I think we could take a little look at progress so far. This is how the tank is looking. We have a USB 3.0 here and audio connections. Down here we have to cut these out and put filters in them, so the fans can be mounted here. And the same on the other side. I'm gonna have them all blow into the cabinet. So I need a lot more air coming out up here. And then I think I could mount this over here. And then we're gonna have air coming out of here. And the power supply is gonna be in the turret up here. And then the air is gonna be sucked up here too and out of the power supply. So far so good. I'm pretty pleased with it. It's not your everyday PC. So here I'm starting on making the turret. It's basically just a square box. Looking good. So here I'm taking soda cans and I'm using a ryobi saw to cut them. So I'm not cutting all the way through. I'm gonna use an knife at the end to cut the last piece off. You'll see it in a moment here. Here just trying the little soda cans out as wheels in the tracks. And I'm gonna fill the soda cans with foam. This is to make them stronger. Instant done now. So here we are starting to make a shelf inside the PC. It's to hold the CPU cooler. It's gonna be an all-in-one liquid cooler. And this way it's gonna be mounted higher than the CPU. So all the air should move up inside the cooler and prevent it from making weird noises. And here I'm cutting the hole in the tank from the outside. So here I'm about to test the fitment of the Arctic cooler. So here I'm just working on the turret again. This is a piece that's gonna make it look like the cannon can move up and down. So I'm making little end plates here. Just using the finger grinder, it's good for a lot of stuff like this. And here I'm welding it in. I was really pleased that it went as well as it did. And here I'm marking up the turret where I need to cut it out. I find it much more easy to weld it together when you have something that's cut out like this. When you have two pieces that lean up against each other. So here there was a lot of stuff that I didn't get to film, but suddenly there's a cannon on here. And you see that's happened a lot in the back. And I made it so the power supply can be in there now. Tagging it in here, if you can call it that. Melting it together. So here I'm just prepping these to get spray painted. I'm gonna scuff the surface with Scotch Brite here, and then I'm going to paint it with some 2K black spray can paint. It has like this little knob in the back of the can, and then you can shake it afterwards, and then you have 2K paint, so it's a lot stronger. Here I'm making more little wheels that goes inside the tracks. This is also going to be painted black. We need to cut out ventilation under these, and I'm thinking maybe to cut this out, put bolts down through here, so this is gonna be level. And I'm gonna build up something here. So we made these. These will be in the wheels, on the tracks. Same on the other side. And this will all be black. And then we're gonna have 3 fans on each side. And yeah, I think it's gonna be good. We also mounted the power supply up here, and yeah, that's it. So this is gonna be a little ledge for the turret. It's actually an old teacup. You look at him using all that filler rod right there. So here I'm making some air ducts for the turret. I think it makes the turret look a lot more cool than it did without them. And also a lot of inlet fans in this cabinet here, so this will also help the air to escape. Here I am putting some inserts nuts in the cabinet. It's gonna be 4 of them. And these will be the thing that holds the top on the PC. So here I'm just finding a good place for the power button. I found a black power button here, very nice, just a push button. I bought a white one too from an arcade machine. It was very cool, but in the end I think the black one did look a little better with the front connections. put the reset button. It's just a piece of, I think it's brass, and I'm gonna paint it white, and it's gonna be recessed a little bit. And these are gonna be some kind of like fog lights maybe on the tank, and I'm gonna put the LEDs in them. The one for the power on and the one for the hard drive that we're never gonna see. So here I'm gonna cut out the sides so the air can move in freely. I'm making it into a little shape also for some strength. So here I'm just test fitting the fans, and they sit exactly as they should. So I'm very pleased with that. And there was a short moment you could see the mesh that I bought to put behind all the fans. So here I'm just cleaning the surface with some paint thinner. This is the start of prepping it for body filler. You see here I'm using some probably 80 grit sandpaper. To make the body filler stick. Here I'm mixing it. It's a body filler. You will normally mix this with 2 to 3% hardener. The hardener can be different colors all after where in the world you are. It's how fast it goes off. And you never want to put more than that into it because then you can have problem on the long run with the hardener still working years after you have mixed it in. So you have to mix it very good here, and if it starts to get the color red in this example, then you will have to start over. This is a little bit special body filler because there's metal in it. It is used to bind two pieces of metal that has been like welded, spot welded together. And here is just laying it on as smooth as you can. It will make the sanding process a lot easier. And always remember to use gloves in a situation like this. I'm just being a bit arrogant here and thinking I'm never gonna get it on my fingers. But the hardener is quite poisonous, so always use gloves when you use body filler. You will probably have like something like maybe 5 minutes to get this on. Depends on the weather. So here I'm just using a heat gun. It's because I don't want to wait 20 minutes. Use a heat gun, you can like do it in 3 minutes or so. Just do it a bit careful so you don't heat too much up. I'm gonna start with some pretty rough sandpaper, probably 80 grit, and on the machine. And then I can use a block to sand it more plain afterwards. And I will use sandpaper and not step up more than 100 grit at a time. You have to remove the old scuff marks from the old paper every time you go up 100. So here I'm using some M2 bolts and some nails to make it look like that is a part of the tracks. Obvious, it needs to be painted black first. So this is what we managed to do in the first part of this two-part video, and I am so happy how it turned out. I think it's gonna be a perfect chassis for the editing PC. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next time we're going to be painting and assembling the tank. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe here on Must Build Something.